And the Checka Pro Radio Show starts now.
I'm taking what they're giving because I'm working for a living.
Hey, everybody. Happy New Year. It's Checka Pro Joe. Welcome to the Checka Pro Radio Show. It's so great to have you here. You know, there's something nice about starting fresh, a whole new year. Happy New Year. Welcome to a brand new year. I'm excited. I feel fresh. I feel new. And speaking of fresh and new, let's talk about making your home fresh and new. This is a home improvement radio program, and today we're going to talk about saving money and being more comfortable in your home. And to help us out with that, I've invited my friend Tom, the Attic Fanatic, here into the Checka Pro Radio Show studios to talk about how we can save a whole bunch of money. It's been kind of cold this winter. It seems cooler than normal on average. I might be off on that, but I know I've had a number of fires in my fireplace. So Tom is going to help you be more comfortable in your home with those cool spots you may have and that electric bill. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's so great to have you here. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I have a little quick joke. Okay. Hindsight is 20/20.
and it's behind
exactly.
us. I like that.
Yeah, my wife, she found it on Facebook or something, like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's like, oh, good.
Behind us. What a brutal year. But, you know, it's been a great opportunity for people to actually take a look at their homes and invest in them. A lot of people weren't traveling to Disney or going on cruises or going to Europe. They weren't going to the beach. They didn't go skiing this year. They've done what? Put money in their home.
Yeah, work on their home. And I think a lot of them are working from home and just spending more time at home. They start to realize there's deficiencies in the attic, or they have drafts, or it's cold, hot. It's like, how do we make the house more comfortable? Maybe our electric bills have gone up because we're using more electricity because we're home more, instead of, turning the Nest thermostat up every time you leave, or you're spending more time and more energy. So you can actually do that. We actually have people that say, I'm going to get a swimming pool, and I know that's going to raise my electric bills, so I want to make my house more efficient. So I want to add insulation. I want to add solar attic ventilation.
So they can cover the cost of their new swimming pool
to compensate. Yeah, because they're like, well, maybe the swimming pool is going to cost me $80 a month extra in the energy costs, but maybe I can subsidize that with the energy savings on the actual house. And a lot of times the net is almost can get it back to zero, because if you insulate and have your house properly ventilated, you can save almost as much money to actually offset that. That kind of thinking. Same thing if you have a home office or something, you might want to look at more insulation, get the attic temperature down, keep the attic in check, and it really makes a big difference on your electric bills and your energy costs.
Yeah, speaking of doing renovations in your home, maybe doing your home office again, this is outside of actually being comfortable and saving money, but it has to do with insulating for sound. So when you're doing things in your home and you're already opening a wall, it might be a good time to put some insulation in. Why is that?
Yes. Well, because sounds, if you have basically an empty hollow box like in a wall, that's what's going to echo, and it's going to make things loud. It's just going to transfer. Maybe the kids are watching TV in the living room and you got your home office right next to it, and it's like, man, it's loud in here. Or if your attic is really not insulated properly, you get a lot of noise from outside. And that's what we find. A lot of people will actually notice a huge difference in their attic when they insulate it, just from the sound deadening aspect of it. So it deadens the sounds, makes it more comfortable, makes it more efficient. So insulation is the number one home improvement for any kind of energy, sound deadening, making the house more comfortable. So it makes a lot of sense. So we combine that here. That's what we do, is then combine that with attic ventilation, lowers the attic temperature. The closer the attic temperature is to the inside temperature of the house, the lower the energy costs are, because now you're spending money this time of year to heat the air inside the house. So you're spending 50 cents an hour to heat the house. Well, if the heat is just roaring right back out of the house because you don't have enough insulation, you just keep spending money. Or if you can heat it, and then maybe the heater stays off for 20 or 30, 40 minutes, well, now you're not spending anything in those periods of time. So that's how you lower your energy costs. Just all that mechanical equipment is going to run a lot less. And of course, it lasts longer.
Save money on repairs and wear and tear.
Right.
So when you were young, you remember the snow in Ohio.
Yep.
And I grew up also north of here, snow. And this has nothing to do with really talking about the insulation that we're talking about. But, snow is a great insulator. Do you know that Eskimos use snow and ice for homes?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Ice houses.
Oh.
Literally, not an ice house down here.
Yeah,
I'm talking about an ice house.
Exactly. Well, I don't want to date myself, but back in 1977, this was the last year we were in Ohio. My dad moved us to Texas, and we had so much.
Oh, you were a
snow.
little one.
I was like 6, 7 years old. So me and my brother were twins. We actually dug a big tunnel in the snow, and it was 3 or 4 feet deep. And we would hang out there all day, and it was nice and warm in there.
Sure.
Yeah, compared to the elements outside, it felt
because
amazing.
it protected you from the wind, and it also, insulates. Also, it's kind of cool too, if you remember this, and I spent a lot of time outside when I was a kid in the winter, and where I lived, there was a lot of snow. I mean, average of 3 feet of snow or more from November through March.
Right.
And what snow does, much like the fluffy insulation in your attic or your walls, is it deadens sound.
Oh, it was eerily quiet inside of there.
Boom.
Yes.
But even on the outside, it's funny because if it's fluffy snow, as it sits on the earth and around trees and flower beds, it absorbs sound differently than your concrete walkway would or your driveway would. The snow it's like insulation, and actually the more fluffy it is, the more it does. If it turns to ice, well, the less it does.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of times we'll insulate an attic, and the customer, first thing that they'll notice is, wow, it's quiet up here. Mm-hmm. And the air conditioner could even be running, but the sound's not bouncing off of everything like it was before. So inside the house is definitely dramatically quieter. So they're like, oh, you can barely hear the air conditioner now. It's nice and quiet because everything's insulated. So yeah, insulation has a lot of different things to it. So, and we don't just do attic insulation. We do attics. We do spray foam, so we can do under a house, like if it's on pier and beam. We do metal buildings. So anything that can be insulated, we do. We have all different types of insulation.
The attic, the walls, and underneath the home, if there's space underneath the home.
Yeah, the whole envelope.
Yeah, absolutely, the whole envelope. Okay, so Tom, the Attic Fanatic, is with me from Koala Insulation. I'm going to give out Tom's number. Write this down because it's going to be key, because he's got some free things to give away today. 281-677-3080. 281-677-3080 is the phone number. Now, get ready, because if you want a free attic stairway insulator, you have a chance of getting one of those today, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Also, a free attic analysis. Tom, before we talk about the free attic analysis for our listeners, talk quickly about the attic stairway insulator. I've got 3 of them in my home. Tell everybody why I have them and why they're important.
Yeah, so we call it an attic stairway insulator, but we actually do it it's actually insulating that door, the pull-down door that goes into the attic with the ladder on it.
You actually have a name called the Draft Master.
Yes. Or if it's just a walk-in attic. So any access from the conditioned space in the house to the uninsulated area of the attic. So any of those openings, we have insulators for them. So we call them the Draft Master. It's an attic stairway insulator. Mainly it's for the pull-down ladders, because those are really hard to insulate, because what do? Put a big blanket over the ladder, and every time you pull down, it's falling down. No, this actually installs, and it creates like an air pocket.
Yeah.
So when you pull your ladder down, you just unzip it. It stays in place, and you just flip it back. It's real easy. It takes like 5 seconds to get in and out of your attic with this.
The previous owner of my home had pink fiberglass insulation shoved in underneath the treads of that stair.
Yes,
and
almost a trip hazard.
Oh, it was, because I couldn't get my toe in deep enough. And then when you open it up, you get pink stuff everywhere.
It's always, every time
it's so clean now.
Yes. So yeah, we actually did your house. So we take that off, and then we'll actually install this, and then it gets rid of that problem, and it keeps any other insulation that's around that ladder from falling in, because this is 12 inches high. Creates like a barrier around that ladder, so it stays nice and clean every time you go in and out of your attic. You don't have a big mess.
And also, when you pull the ladder down, you don't get rat poop on you. Nothing can get in there, because it seals the attic as well as insulation would from above.
That's right. So we say, keeps out dust, spiders, odors, anything that's in your attic stays in your attic. It's not allowed to get into the house, because this is actually separating it, and that's really the only way stuff can come into your house from the attic is through that attic ladder door. So this insulates it and seals that off, and really makes it a lot more energy efficient as well.
It's only $299.
Yeah, so they're only $299. We're going to go over a little special here. I was going to say, but wait, there's more. So with the insulation, we actually throw one of these in when we do an insulation job. We just feel that it really completes the job, and we're there to do the attic, and we want to do it right the first time and do it once. So once we come out and do your attic, you're all set. You don't have to revisit the attic project. I always say nobody wants to do this attic project more than once. So do it right the first time. Let's look at the ventilation. Let's do an attic inspection. That's where it starts. And then look at the insulation. We'll look at the see if you need a radiant barrier or not, if that makes sense. Stairway insulator, and then of course the attic ventilation is huge. That's probably 50% of our business is actually just getting the attic temperatures and keeping them in check with the solar ventilation. It's come such a long ways, and it's so effective. And there's good news for 2021. They are extending the tax credit.
Great.
So it's still 26%. They just extended that like 2 days ago. So it's going to be for the next year, 26% of the purchase price of any solar ventilation, solar fans, solar products that you
anything solar, period.
Anything solar.
As it pertains to this radio program and what you do, it pertains to the solar attic fan, which we'll talk about in a little while.
Yep,
here on
exactly.
the show.
Yeah, we'll go over all the ins and outs of that.
Okay, before we go to break, let's talk about the blown-in insulation. Tell my listeners a little bit about what it is, what it costs, and the deal you have today.
So it's so we use a blown-in fiberglass type insulation, super clean, Green Guard certified. You could put it in schools, daycares, hospitals, super clean. And it can go over your existing insulation. So it isn't like we have to come rip all your old stuff out. Normally, we just add to it. So that's what we are running a special on today. That's probably 90% of our insulation jobs is just as an add. So what we'll do is normally $1.25 a square foot for a 6-inch add to your insulation. We're doing that for 99 cents a square foot. And then we're also including the free attic stairway insulator, which is a $299 value. That comes with the insulation. So give people an idea of what it would really cost if you're, say you have a 2,000 square foot, 1-story house. Your attic's going to be generally about 1,000 square feet. So on that case, normally it would be $1,250 to do that. But then with our special, it's going to be $990 because it's only 99 cents a square foot. And then we're going to throw in the free stairway insulator. So the whole project out of pocket is only $990, and that normally would be about $1,600 project. So it's a great value. So give us a call. But basically what we'll do is we'll come out first and do an attic analysis. Make sure you need some insulation. See what we're actually doing. And then if you like everything that we have and we're going to go forward, then we'll schedule it up and get it done in the next 2, 3, 4 days after that.
Free attic analysis, no obligation. That means someone from your crew, it could be Ray, Tyler, Ben, from your crew here in the greater Houston area, go out, stick their head up in the attic, and a free attic analysis.
Exactly. That's where we start. And then, just give us a call. We'll be happy to come out and do it for you.
Okay. Remind me, when we come back after the break, I want to talk about the deal further and give out the phone number. I'll give it out now. 281-677-3080, 281-677-3080. We come back. More information about this deal here on Check A Pro Radio. Stand by.
Don't have your new $25 VIP gift card yet? Get it now, free at checkapro.com.
Hi friends, Check A Pro Joe here. Are you tired of spending so much money on your utility bills? Is your home comfortable, or do you feel all the drafts in your home? Well, I have a quick economical solution. What is it, you ask? Koala Insulation. Yes, Koala Insulation is a premier home insulation company focused on being prompt, knowledgeable, and trustworthy. Call now for a free attic inspection. Call 281-677-3080. That's 281-677-3080. Is your car stuck in your garage? Can't open the garage door? Your spring may be broken. This is Check A Pro Joe. For all of your garage door needs, whether it's spring replacement, a new door, or maintenance, just call Express Garage Doors. They're pre-qualified by me, Check A Pro Joe, at Check A Pro. Call Express Garage Doors at 281-602-4074. That's 281-602-4074.
Missed part of today's radio show? No problem. Go to checkapro.com to hear the podcast of all our radio programs. Checkapro.com. This is the Check A Pro Radio Show.
Check A Pro Joe here. My friend Russell Metzler is the owner of Gas Product Services. You've heard Russell on my radio show. With 3 decades of experience in gas products, Russell from Gas Product Services is your guy. Gas Product Services sells, services, and installs gas grills, gas lights, gas logs, and all types of outdoor recreational gas products. If you want to build an outdoor kitchen or backyard fire feature, Gas Product Services can do that as well. They service all brands of gas grills, lights, and logs, as well as direct vent fireplaces. They can help you select the right products for your backyard project, and they service a broad area from the Bay Area to Conroe. In the fall months, schedules fill up fast, so call today for an annual servicing of your fireplace or other gas products. Go to their website at gasproductservices.com or check them out at checkapro.com. Be sure to ask for your $25 Check A Pro VIP Club discount. Call Russell today at Gas Product Services, 281-408-4154. That's 281-408-4154.
Utility bills high? Do you have hot or cold spots in your home? Then call Koala Insulation now for a free attic inspection. Call 281-677-3080. 281-677-3080.
Koala, Koala, Koala Insulation.
This is the Checka Pro Radio Show, sponsored by CheckaPro.com. What are the latest services, products, and techniques? The pros check in here. Here's your host, the man with a hard hat and tool belt, Checka Pro Joe.
Hey, that's me. I'm Checka Pro Joe. Not my name given at birth. Some people call me Jim. Some call me Jimmy. My name's Jim Klauk, a.k.a. Checka Pro Joe. Back in 2005, I started a company called CheckaPro.com to help you, the homeowner, find pre-qualified home service providers. I am here for you. I am your crusader. I make sure that we have the best contractors on our website, our free website at checkapro.com. I have personally checked their insurance, licenses, and references on all 100 plus pre-qualified home service providers. We have one here in the studio. It's Tom the Attic Fanatic. You may have heard him here before on Checka Pro Radio. And we're talking about how to stay comfortable and save a whole bunch of money in your home. His number, 281-677-3080. The reason why I say that is you got to get ready to dial because Tom wants to give away. How many of these are we giving away, these deals? 6?
Yeah, we'll do 6. That sounds
6.
Good. Yep,
okay.
That sounds fair.
Go over what we talked about in the first segment real quick so we can give out the phone number and get 6 people signed up for a free attic analysis. No obligation, by the way, but you're going to also have a chance to get a free attic stairway insulator and save a whole bunch of money on blown-in insulation.
Yeah, so we actually have 2 specials. Let me do them real quick. So the insulation, normally $1.25 a square foot to do a 6-inch ad. So that reason we do a 6-inch ad, most houses have 6 or 8 inches already, and we want to bring them to about 14 inches of insulation, which is an R38. It's what the energy department recommends. So basically, if your house is 5, 6, 7 years old or older, you're probably looking at, you probably need some insulation. It probably never was insulated properly. So we need to add to that. Rule of thumb, if you can see floor joists when you walk up in your attic, you don't have enough insulation. That's
Bad deal, huh?
It should be thick. You should be seeing nothing but insulation on the attic floor. Shouldn't see any lumber. Unless it's elevated where like the air conditioner is. But the overall look of the attic should be insulation is what you should be seeing.
So if someone wants to put down a floor, some people put down planks or plywood, it's not recommended unless their joists are really thick, and they're generally not.
Well, so most floor joists are 2x6. So to compensate, some people say, well, I still want some storage. So what you can do is take like 2x6s or 2x8s and run them the opposite direction of your floor joists.
So build a floor on a floor.
So you're basically building it up. So and then put the plywood on top of that, and that creates about a 13-inch air pocket, and we can actually blow underneath that then when we come to do the insulation
slots.
So basically, you get the best of both worlds. You get the extra storage, but then you still get all the efficiency.
Oh, great.
So you never want to have just like 4 or 5, 6 inches of insulation. It's not enough. The heat transfer through that too quick. So that's what insulation does. It's just a resistance to heat flow. So the thicker the insulation is, the more comfortable the house is. So that's why we add the 6 inches. So normally it's $1.25 a square foot. We're doing that for 99 cents a square foot with our special. And then we're also throwing in the free stairway insulator, which is normally $200. Like if you were to call just to get a stairway insulator, they're $299 installed. But if you do it while we're doing the insulation project, we'll throw one of those in for free with that. And then we also have one more quick special. We'll go over this in a few minutes about the product, but it's a solar attic fan. Mm-hmm. Normally those are $10.95 installed. We're doing those $200 off, so it's $8.95. And then luckily they did change the tax credit. They're keeping that 26%. So that's a $233 tax credit. So your out-of-pocket cost for the solar attic fans is $662. And then basically you need 1 or 2 fans depending on the size of the house. If it's a 2-story, generally just 1 fan. Single story, maybe 2 fans. Depends on the size. But generally each fan will do about 1,500 square feet of attic space. So kind of give you an idea if you need 1 or 2. And if you have pretty good ventilation already and you're just trying to, I call it turbocharger for your attic, then you would just add 1 fan. So it kind of give you an idea on the cost.
Is that around $400 off?
Yes.
Total?
Yeah, actually, well, yeah, it gets a $200 discount, and then the tax credit's $233. So yeah, $433 savings, but with the tax credit and then our $200 discount. So yeah, it's great value, and that's installed, lifetime warranty, 30-watt fan, super. It's a great product, no maintenance, super easy. Takes about an hour for us to put them in. We guarantee against leaks. If the fan has any kind of issues, we take care of it. Lifetime warranty.
Fantastic.
Yep.
And so in the past, you've given away an attic stairway insulator for free on that deal. Is that true today, or is that for another show?
On the fans?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, so we'll do that for the first kicking off 2021.
Oh.
There we go. Yeah, normally we don't do that with the fan. But yeah, if we get that done here in the next couple of weeks, then we'll throw that insulator in there. So if you're just getting
Let's get the season
just
kicked
a
off.
fan, yeah, kick it off. That's right. Kick off the new year.
All right.
So so if you're doing just a fan, we can do the insulator with that as well. But normal package probably looks at adding 6 or 8 inches of insulation to a house and maybe one fan. So people always ask me, well, what should I kind of be looking at as a budget to do an attic project, to do it right? And I always tell them, around $2,000, maybe $3,000 if you have a nice size 1-story house. Mm-hmm. 2 stories generally never really run over about $2,000 because the attics aren't that big. So it just depends, but that kind of gives you an idea of what you're kind of looking at. And for that amount of money, I know it's a little bit of money, a couple $1,000s, but if you can save $400 to $700 a year in energy savings, it's a really worthwhile investment. It's number one home improvement as far as energy efficiency, super quick payback, way faster than windows or anything else you can do in your house. Lighting, none of that compares to the ventilation and insulation. Number one as far as efficiency and comfort.
Let's give away 6 of these now then, right? Are you ready?
Sure.
We're going to give out the phone number. Here it is. Call now, free attic analysis, a huge discount on the insulation, a solar attic fan. I flipped Tom upside down, shook him by his ankles to, and I apologize, but to offer the free attic stairway insulator on the fan as well, right? It's like we're giving away the farm.
Yeah, normally we never do that on the fan.
I'm sorry
yeah,
about
that's
that.
Great value.
I'm sorry. Did I bump your head when I flipped you upside down?
I think you did. I think I banged my head on the desk.
And I'm sure during the break I'm going to get a tongue lashing, but that's okay. I'm here for you. I always say I'm the crusader for the homeowner, the contractor.
That's right.
Throw him under the bus. Sorry about that. Okay, six of you are going to get this deal. Like I said, free attic analysis is the most important thing. There is no obligation, no charge for someone from Koala Insulation to come out. 6 callers only, please. And by the way, if you're not interested in this now and you want to do it later, do not tie up the phone lines for your fellow friends here in Houston. Let someone else get this. 281-677-3080. 281-677-3080. Like I said, if you want to do it in the future, write down Tom's number and call him later. Maybe he'll have a deal. I don't know. But if you're not ready to do this now, let someone else do it. This is a crazy sweet deal. The beginning of the year, I flipped Tom upside down, and it's only for 6 of you. So only 6 callers, please. 281-677-3080. Now's the time to do it. In the summertime, it's different. Tell people why, Tom, you aren't as anxious to give things away in the summer as you are now. It is because demand is...
Right, because the demand's high in the summer. And this time of year, we can actually do a little bit more work in the attics because it's cooler. It's not so hot. In July at 4 or 5 in the afternoon, the attics, we can't go start on an attic project. It's just too hot. So this time of year, we're able to do an extra job or 2 every week. So we can do a little bit better deal on the deals. And of course, in the summer, people, to be honest, the phone just rings off the hook because
I know.
they're sweltering and they don't think about it. It's kind of like Christmas Eve or a couple of days before Christmas. It's the best shopping days because that's when people are like, I've got to get this stuff now.
I'm not sure I'll be able to get Tom in the studio in the summer. He'll be too busy in your attic.
No, that's the other thing too. Yeah, it's hard to get stuff done in the summer. We're so busy. So now really is the time if you're going to do it. And it's a lifetime product, and insulation never stops working. So once you put the insulation in, it's not like, we shouldn't have done it earlier. Maybe we're only saving $30 a month in the winter on insulation on our energy bills, but we're saving $60 a month in the summer. Well, it still all adds up. It's still a lifetime project of the house. So if you go to sell the house becomes more valuable. You're going to get that money back anyways. So really, there's no really season for insulation. Especially if you're like me and you're kind of a freeze baby, this time of year, I feel like you almost need more insulation now than you do in the summer. But for some reason, people want to wait till the summer to do it. It's like, now's the time. And plus, if you're thinking about getting it done, it's like, just do it now. It makes sense.
I totally agree. 281-677-3080. 6 only. We're halfway through the program, and I bet after this break, we're going to get a report back that we're not going to have 6 left, and we're not going to have 4 left. Sometimes we'll have 3 or 2 left. I bet you we have maybe 2 left. You want to do a little bet on that, Tom?
Yeah, we can do a friendly wager. What are we gonna wager?
I don't know.
How about a next year's, what do they call those, fruitcakes?
Yeah, a
You
fruitcake.
can buy me a fruitcake.
From the
good one.
2020 season, an old one?
No, I want a good one. This is for next year.
A re-gifted
I already
one?
had one this year. No,
Yeah.
re-gift the one I gave
Yeah.
you.
And, you really can't give me another attic stairway insulator. I've got 3 of them in my home.
Right, you're all set.
And I am all set. I've got 3 attic entrances to actually 3 different attics. And when I say that, Tom, I'm sure people think that I live in a mansion. It's not really that big of a house. It's just the way it was designed. But I love the DraftMaster attic stairway insulator. It's fantastic. Tom is giving those away today free if you get attic insulation. The break is about to come up, okay? Let's quickly do the math. I know you do math for them. 2,000 square foot house. Do that math.
So if you have a 2,000 square foot, well, we can do it both ways. If you have a 2,000 square foot 2-story house, your attic's about 1,000 square feet, so the math's real easy. Normally it'd be $1,250 to do the insulation. With the special, it would be $990, so 99 cents a square foot. And then we'll also throw in the free attic stairway insulator. So the best way to kind of figure it, if you're just driving down the road, you're kind of thinking about this, say $1 a square foot. If you got 1,500 square foot house, you know that, and it's a 1-story, it's gonna be about $1,500. It's pretty straightforward. It could be plus or minus a little bit depending on actually how much depth we're adding. But for that price, we're going to add 6 inches of insulation, which gets everybody about where they need to be. So it could be a little less than that or a little bit more, but kind of just a ballpark. But that's what we're going to do is come out and do the attic analysis first.
Free.
See what you need. That's free. And then we'll say, okay, you know what? It's not $1,500. It's going to be $1,250 because your attic's not as big as you thought it was, or it's a little bit bigger. It's 1,600 square feet. So, but we'll get a good measurement and we'll get you the exact price on the spot.
281-677-3080. Get in on this now. Really no obligation. Someone from Koala will talk to you for free on the phone as well. Free attic analysis and all the other goodies. 281-677-3080. Only 6 people. We'll be right back right after this on Check Up Pro Radio. Stand by.
Missed part of today's radio show? No problem. Go to checkapro.com to hear the podcast of all our radio programs. Checkapro.com.
Is your house cold? Are your electric bills high? Did you answer yes to either question? Then call Koala Insulation at 281-677-3080. Koala Insulation focuses on you, the homeowner. With a clean, prompt, knowledgeable, and trusted team here in Houston, Koala Insulation is here to help. Get a free DraftMaster attic stairway insulator, a value of $299 with the purchase of either attic insulation or a solar attic fan. Be one of the first 6 callers to get in on the insulation and solar attic fan deal. Call now, 281-677-3080. That's 281-677-3080. Don't spend another minute in your uncomfortable home or another dime on high utility bills. Koala Insulation is a pre-qualified home service provider at Checkapro. Call now to be more comfortable and to save money. 281-677-3080. That's 281-677-3080. Oh, and don't forget to ask for your free attic stairway insulator. Enjoy comfort and save money. Call Koala Insulation today.
This is the Checkapro Radio Show.
Hello?
Hi, honey. I love our new home, but it needs work.
No problem. Just go to checkapro.com. Look up what you need by category. This site pre-qualifies service providers.
Pre-qualifies?
Yeah, Checkapro checks references on all its members.
Okay, let's see. Home remodeling, roofers, garage door repair, and landscapers. Oh, look, I can email the companies right from their profile. That must be Checkapro.
From AC repair to window replacement, Checkapro is your source for pre-qualified service providers.
Utility bills high? Do you have hot or cold spots in your home? Then call Koala Insulation now for a free attic inspection. Call 281-677-3080. 281-677-3080.
Koala, koala, koala insulation.
This is the Checkapro Radio Show, sponsored by Checkapro.com. What are the latest services, products, and techniques? The pros check in here. Here's your host, the man with a hard hat and tool belt, Checkapro Joe.
Yep, that is me. Hey, if you don't have your $25 VIP club card, what are you waiting for? It's a $25 discount card. you can use over and over and over again. I'm going to quiz my guest, Tom the Attic Fanatic. So, Tom, if you have a $25 VIP club card and you use it once, how much money do you save from a pre-qualified home service provider, Check-A-Pro?
$25.
Ding, ding, ding. You are correct. How about if you use it 10 times?
$250.
What if you have a house that has a whole bunch of problems and you need to hire 1 million home service providers from Check-A-Pro and you use it 1 million times? How much are you saving?
Well, a cocky answer would be nothing because you should just tear it down and start over.
What
if
is
you need
the
a
answer?
million services? 25 million.
So it could be worth up to $25 million or more. Yes. Like
Well,
Tom
we
said,
get them people that use them. They've used them 6, 8, 10 times
Yeah.
though, for different things.
We've got loyal people following us at Check-A-Pro.
Yeah, we get them all the time.
And I love all of them.
No,
I need to come up with a name. There's names of groupies and followers.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you call Check-A-Proies? What do you call them?
I don't know.
We got to come up
The
with it.
Texans, like
The
Texans. I don't know.
The Texans.
I'd have to think about that.
Yeah,
I'll get back to you.
Get back to me on that, and we're going to get back to the free attic analysis we were talking about. Absolutely free. We gave away these deals. It wasn't just the free attic analysis. It's part of it. It's a big part of it, but also all kinds of freebies and discounts, and there were only 6 of those, and there's only 3 left. Do we wager on that? We weren't sure. I thought it'd only be 2 left.
I don't know. That's been a few minutes ago. I don't remember.
Well, you are advanced in age.
Yeah, I'm advanced.
I'm
advancing.
You need Prevagen. Do you know why I know that? Because I watch old people TV, and that's where they advertise Prevagen.
Oh,
and
geez.
Prevagen, and we do not endorse this here on the Check-A-Pro Radio Show. We do not get paid for it. I don't even know if it works. Do not call me or sue me or text me. Okay?
This is not an endorsement.
No. It used to be ginkgo biloba. That was a thing years ago that was supposed to keep your brain, to
Right.
remember things.
Right.
Now it's Prevagen. That's all I see. Along with all the joint medicines. I'm obviously watching old people TV.
You must be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on radio, I guess, listening to.
Well, you're a little bit more elderly than me, so
You're catching up.
how am I going to catch you?
If I die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. First.
Hopefully that doesn't happen for a while.
Well, I hope not.
At least for you, for your benefit.
Well, my wife
Yeah,
will
she
do fine. I'm well insured.
Yeah, I think I'm worth more dead than alive. So,
Yeah. Which is okay, I guess. But, hopefully if I go, I don't know what's happening.
But the fun will be over if I die. So, yeah. So,
Yeah. Okay. 281-677-3080 is your chance to get in. So there were 6. There are 3 left. If you've just tuned in, Tom, quickly give everybody a quick recap of what we've been talking about and what the deal is. Why would they call you at 281-677-3080?
So the main thing is to call for your free attic analysis. So when we come out, we're going to look at your insulation levels, see where it is and where it should be brought up to, so we can give you an exact quote on what that would cost to bring it up to that level. But we're also going to look at your soffit ventilation, your exhaust ventilation up on the roof, check the ridge vents, turbines, power fans, whatever you have up there, see if they're working properly, see if anything needs to be added to that. And generally, in those cases, we add a solar ventilation. It just makes so much more sense than any other kind of ventilation. It's actually thermostatically and humidity controlled. So we call it smart technology. So it knows if the attic is super humid and it's not real hot, but maybe it needs to come on for 10 or 15 minutes, the fan will come on and cycle and kind of run some fresh air through your attic. Keeps it from getting, mold and getting kind of stagnant up in the attic. But it really is designed for heat. So in the summer, even in the spring when it gets hot out, or even in the winter, we've had days where, it's 80 degrees outside. The solar fans are running. Those attics are getting hot. So it adds, I call it a turbocharger for your attic. It's going to bring fresh air in and lower the attic temperature. So we'll look at that. We'll also look and see if maybe a radiant barrier is a good idea. Radiant barriers are good, but they're not always necessary depending on the ventilation. So if you have really good ventilation, now if you have black shingles on your house, so you have a real dark roof and there's no trees anywhere in sight and it's just baking all day, then a radiant barrier may be an option. It might be something to look at.
Oh, yeah, that's
you
true.
You still need good ventilation, though. So ventilation to me is number one. You've got to have good ventilation. Probably even more important than the insulation, because all houses have some insulation. Generally, I don't go to many houses where they don't have any insulation. Generally, it's kind of poor, it needs more. But the ventilation can be, even in a newer house, can definitely need upgraded. We do lots of new houses every week where I just bought the house and, last summer it just didn't seem like it was cooling like it should. And the attic seemed awful hot. And it's like, Well, you only have 4 feet of ridge vent in this house. You've got a hip roof. It's not going to work. Yeah, so the rule of thumb, you need 8 feet of ridge vent for every 300 square feet of attic space. So I always tell people you need 50 to 70 feet of ridge vent. And of course, they're looking up. They're like, well, I maybe have 10 or 12 feet. There's just not enough. So that's why the attics get too hot. And so that's what we'll look at that while we're doing the attic inspection. While we're out there, we also look and see if you have loose ductwork and just give you kind of an overall look at what the attic is actually doing. Because an attic actually does something. People think, well, it's just a place to store stuff. Well, no, not really.
No, it
it's
lives
really
and
the
breathes.
Worst. Yeah, it's actually does something. The sun hits that roof and then it absorbs into the attic, and then you vent the attic and pull the heat out. So now that the heat's not absorbing into the house, into the conditioned space. So the lower the attic temperature is, the more efficient the house becomes. So you really need to look at ventilation. It's so critical, and I always kind of preach it because it's not expensive. It's an easy fix, and it's probably the most bang for your money on efficiency products is just lower your attic temperature. It takes all the load off of the insulation, so it makes the insulation more efficient as well.
I just had a thought. So if it's 100 degrees out in Houston, which it happens, and it's hot and humid and it's sunny out, and you're in your car and you have one of those new fancy cars that have the 2 moonroofs, the 2 sunroofs, and you have them both open and they're not tinted, wouldn't it be easier to keep your car cool if you close those?
Exactly.
Same type of thing. What you're doing is you're keeping that radiant heat out of the car, and you're making it easier for the air conditioning within the car cabin to keep the car cooler. It's similar. You want to keep the attic as cool as possible to keep the house as comfortable as possible and keep your AC system from working so hard. Did I get that right? Exactly.
And what most people find where they're finding an issue is they have a 2-story house and they're like, the second floor just won't stay cool. I'm like, well, how's the first floor? And they're like, oh, the first floor is fine. Well, that's because the second floor above it is almost the same temperature as the first floor. Maybe within 10 degrees because maybe it's still hotter up there and kind of uncomfortable. But that's not hard for the first floor to cool. But the second floor, you got to realize the attic above it might be 80 degrees above the temperature. It might be trying to get to 70 degrees, and maybe it's 150 in the attic. Well, how in the world is that second floor ever going to cool off? You have to lower the attic temperature. I don't care how much insulation you put in, how big of an air conditioner you put in. It doesn't matter. If that attic is that hot, you're always going to have an issue. You're always going to fight it. And some people will make the mistake and think, well, let's put a huge air conditioner in.
Oh, yeah,
well,
just overdo it.
Yeah, overdo it. Now it's sweating, and they've got all these other issues. It's like, just lower the attic temperature. For less than $1,000, that could all be taken care of. Why would you spend $10,000 on an air conditioner? It doesn't make sense. They don't know any better, and they end up making mistakes.
Why do you jog 5 miles a day to lose weight with a box of donuts in your hand?
Right.
Sometimes it just is silly what we do, right?
Right. Just
stop eating the crap.
Donut.
Right? Oh, yeah, exactly. And so, a lot of people try to do, I'll just put a bigger air conditioner in. No, put the donuts down, right? And then you don't need to. So it's just, I know my analogies are strange.
No, that's funny because I just had a donut last night. It was delicious, though. I enjoyed it.
I can see it right there. Moment on the lips is a lifetime on the hips. Something like that, right?
Right.
Okay, so if one of our listeners has a 2,000 square foot house, it's 2 stories tall, their attic is how many square feet roughly, Tom?
So if it's a true story, like a rectangle, it's going to be about 1,000 feet.
Straight up and down like your body, because you don't have a big butt.
No.
Oh, okay. So
no, I still fit in the chair.
Straight up and down.
No.
Okay, so
I look like an attic guy. I'm thin. I can squirm around up there.
Yeah.
Attic guys are generally small.
It's better to be. You're tall.
I'm tall.
It'd be better if you were 5'0", really, because you'd be.
You could get around. Yeah, like most of our installers, like a squirrel, like our guys, they're all small.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right. So a 2,000 square foot house, it's straight up and down, 2 stories. So each level's 1,000 square feet, which means then the attic mimics that. It's about 1,000 square feet. Tell people about the deal.
So normally to insulate that would be $1,250. With our special, it's $990, so 99 cents a square foot. And we're also throwing in the free attic stairway insulator, which is a $299 value. But that insulates that attic door. It really completes the attic insulation project.
Yeah.
So that's included. So basically $990 on that scenario. But first thing is we'll come out, we'll do an attic analysis
for free,
and we'll get you an exact quote and then on what you actually need on your house, because every house is a little different.
281-677-3080. Only 3 of these left. 281-677-3080. We'll be right back.
Do you have a question for Check-A-Pro Joe? Email Joe at checkapro.com.
Utility bills high? Do you have hot or cold spots in your home? Then call Koala Insulation now for a free attic inspection. Call 281-677-3080. 281-677-3080.
Koala Insulation.
Hey, Houston, if you own a home, you need to check out the CheckaPro VIP Club Card from CheckaPro.com. For the past 12 years, CheckaPro has been the choice of Houstonians to find local professionals from AC repair, handymen, electricians, roofers, and more. And if you become a CheckaPro VIP Club member, you'll get the VIP treatment from every CheckaPro service provider. With over 100 local pre-qualified home service providers serving you at CheckaPro.com, you have access to Houston's best contractors, and your home improvement project will be their #1 priority. As a VIP club member, you move right to the top of their list and receive the VIP treatment you deserve. Plus, club members save $25 on services provided by CheckaPro vendors when you show them your VIP card. Just go to CheckaPro.com to sign up. And for a limited time, your lifetime membership is free. That's right, free. Log on to CheckaPro.com to get your free VIP card now. That's CheckaPro.com.
If you want to get a home improvement project done but don't know who to call, I can help. This is Sebastian Gorka. Log on to CheckaPro.com. You can find pre-qualified contractors for just about any home improvement project at CheckAPro.com. 15 years ago, Jim Clouk, a.k.a. Check-A-Pro Joe, started Check-A-Pro here in Houston. Contractors must meet a rigorous pre-qualification process. Jim and his team pre-qualify all 100-plus contractors on his website by checking insurance, licenses, and references. The website is super simple. Just go to checkapro.com, then select the service you require. You'll find everything you need to feel confident about hiring a contractor and getting your project done right. And sign up for the free $25 VIP club card. This is a fantastic deal. Hang on to it and use it every time you hire a Check-A-Pro contractor. Check out checkapro.com. That's checkapro.com.
Need a plumber? An electrician? How about a roofer? You found the source right here on the Check-A-Pro Radio Show.
I'm taking what they're giving cause I'm working for a living.
This is the Check-A-Pro Radio Show, sponsored by CheckAPro.com. To find pre-qualified local service providers, click on CheckAPro.com. Here's your host, the man with a hard hat and tool belt, Check-A-Pro Joe.
Hey guys, that's me. Thank you so much for tuning in each and every week to the Check-A-Pro Radio Show. And you know, you can catch my show in a lot of different places at a lot of different times. I'm not just on this station at this time here in Houston. We're on a number of different stations. The tricky thing is, my guest on the Attic Fanatic, is that I have to be careful what I say about what station because the other station's not happy about that, right? So on multiple stations, and there you go. Enough said. Just dial around. If you like this station, you're going to like the other stations I'm on.
Right, they're similar.
How about that?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't want to get
fair.
slapped.
That's right. That's right.
281-677-3080. We only have one of these deals left. If you've just tuned in, Tom, the Attic Fanatic is joining me here from Koala Insulation. Tom, would you quickly give a recap on insulation so we can get right down to the Attic Fan?
Oh, my favorite part. Okay, so I'm going to be like one of those announcers that talks real fast.
Okay.
So basically, Attic Insulation. So we'll come in and we'll add 6 inches of insulation. That's blown-in insulation. It's Green Guard certified, so super clean product. A lot of people ask about dusting and all that. It's like, no, this is super clean. Not have any dusting problems, no breathing problems. If you have asthma or allergies, it's a great product.
So
not
some of
have
that
any issues.
That newspaper stuff, none of that.
No. Okay. So there's no issues. We do the cellulose, but only in certain situations.
Where it makes sense.
But that's why we do the attic analysis.
Well, I have that in my walls.
Sense. Yeah, like in your walls.
I love it in my walls.
Exactly. It's encapsulated, so it's fine. So that's why we do the free attic analysis, because we do different products. We do spray foam and radiant barriers and all different kinds of things. So every house is a little different, and there may be a case where we need to put radiant barrier just on one wall. Maybe you have a wall that's facing into the attic, and that one room is hot. There's an issue. So we have different solutions for different problems.
Okay, so free attic analysis.
So we do a free attic analysis, but basically we have a special on the insulation, which is normally $1.25 a square foot. We're doing 6-inch ad for 99 cents a square foot, and then we're also including a free attic stairway insulator with that. So that's for that pull-down ladder. And then we're also doing a $200 off on our solar attic fans. And I guess I'll go over that deal in a minute after we talk about the fan. So, yeah, give us a call for that insulation. But free attic analysis is huge because people need to know where they're at and where we're going. What's our goal here?
Yep. And only one of those, you like that. What's your goal?
I do. What's the goal?
You quizzed me on that when we first came into the studio today. 281-677-3080. And if your goal is to save money, be more comfortable, there's only one of these deals left. And if nothing else, call for the free attic analysis. Someone from Koala will come out, take a peek into your attic, not charge you anything. If you're not interested, you'll get a free attic analysis and you'll know what needs to be done. And there you go, 281-677-3080. Okay, now the solar attic fan.
Oh, you know what we need? We need a drum roll. So I wish you had that little thing, a drum roll, please.
Oh, well, that's good. you see, I can't do that. I'm choking on my tongue. Go ahead.
Right. Okay, so we do a solar attic fan. So what this does is it pulls heat out of your attic and controls heat and humidity in the attic space. So the cooler your attic is, the less energy your house is actually going to consume, because you know all this heat that's trying to pour into your ductwork, radiating down through the insulation. So you're using the sun's energy that's actually causing all this heat problem against itself, and that's actually what's powering up the fan. So you use this, I would say, you use the sun's energy to fight itself, and but it will pull the heat out of the attic. So the lower the attic temperature is, or the closer to the ambient temperature is. So I always tell people, if your attic is 130, 140 degrees, you definitely need to get the attic temperature down. If it's 100 degrees outside and your attic is 110 degrees, you're in good shape, and that's about as good as you're going to get it. You don't need to do the ventilation. Maybe you need to do some more insulation. But that's kind of the goal, is to get it within 10 degrees of the ambient. But we see attics that go from a 100-degree day or a 95-degree summer day that could be 150 to 170 degrees. It's insane. It's criminal how hot these attics can get.
It is kind of criminal.
Yeah. I mean, I've actually had customers call and say, we need to do something with our attic because the plumber was up there and he actually passed out because it was so hot. He was trying to replace our hot water heater. He was doing something up there.
I thought you were going to say he couldn't tell a difference between the hot water pipe and the cold water pipe.
No, well, maybe if you get hot enough, you get dizzy up there. No, I actually had a customer that he was a cardiologist, and luckily, because he said the plumber actually passed out in his attic, but he couldn't get him out of there. The plumber was too big. Some of the plumbers are kind of big. He couldn't get him out.
There's a joke there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So he goes and gets cool towels and ice, and he knew what to do. He's a medical professional. He's a surgeon. And he needed everything. He had a huge house, so we did radiant barrier, insulation, ventilation, but he knew he had a problem. That's how we knew he had a problem, when somebody actually passed out and almost died in his attic. So hopefully, people will realize they have a problem before that happens. So let's come out, let's do the attic analysis before that happens. Yep. So we'll come out and do that. But the attic fan will definitely control that attic temperature, and by doing that, you're going to lower the humidity in the house. You're going to lower your attic temperature. You're going to lower the cost of air conditioning in the house. And then you can also help control, like if you have mold or any kind of issues that can start to happen because you have too much humidity in the attic. So the solar ventilation actually controls all of those different functions. So it's huge. Our solar attic fan, we do a 30-watt fan. That's what we have the special on.
I've got one.
Yep, you have the 30-watt fan, adjustable panel, so we can put on, we don't put it on the front of the house. Some people say, well, are you going to be able to see it from the street? Nope, we put it on the back or on the side. We can, discuss that when we get there.
And you know how high my electric bill is because of that.
Yes. It lowers your...
No incremental... Well, actually, yeah.
It lowers your...
It actually, yes. So it uses the sun's energy. It actually is powered with an electric motor, but I don't have to pay for that power, and it actually saves me money on my overall electric bill. It is kind of weird to get your mind around it.
Yeah, because it used to be they had the old power fans. They would pull the heat out, which would help lower your bills, but then you had to power that big motor up.
Yeah.
Well, now the sun pays for the motor to run it. It doesn't cost anything, and you get 26% federal energy tax credit. You actually get paid to do the solar.
All right. So what's the net deal on this thing?
The deal,
huge.
So $1095 normally is what we charged installed. That's lifetime warranty and everything on the fan. We're doing $200 off today, so it's $895 installed. But then the government is extended the tax credit, which is a phenomenal 26% federal energy tax credit that comes right off of your taxes. That's a credit, not a deduction. So it's real money. So that's $233 you will actually get back on your 2021 taxes. It's a credit. So your total out-of-pocket cost is $662. And I'd say 8 out of 10 times people will tell me that fan paid for itself the first summer. It's that fast. Generally, most people, even worst case scenario, 2-year payback. Super quick payback. But the roof's going to last longer. Air conditioning lasts longer. House is more comfortable. Lower energy bills. There's so many benefits to it that it's really most people say, I think it pays for itself the first day you put that in because we're so much more comfortable. That second floor doesn't get hot anymore. Kids are really excited and happy. Mother-in-law stays upstairs, whatever. Everybody's happy.
Everyone's happy.
So you want her to be
when
happy
the mother-in-law
for sure.
stays
That's
upstairs.
Right. So when she stays upstairs. I thought you were going to say when she's comfortable.
No, when she stays upstairs.
That's good.
Yeah, let's keep mom upstairs. No? Okay. So, there's a lot of people out there nodding their heads, okay? Let's be fair, okay?
Or some of them are shaking their head. But either way, you know what? We need to cool that out.
They're only shaking their head if their spouse is with them.
Right.
Yeah, if they're not yet.
Deep down, they know.
Yeah, keep grandma upstairs. Keep the mother-in-law upstairs. So if these fans are so great, then why don't builders put them in?
Because they don't pay your electric bill.
Yeah, they don't care, do they?
They don't care. And so they don't want to put an extra. I've actually talked to builders, and they say, Tom, if we spend an extra $500 on every house, we do 1,000 houses a year. That's we're not going to do it. So if we can save, they'll put a toilet in that they saved $5 on. They know it's only going to last a couple of years, but they don't care. You're only giving a 1-year warranty.
I know.
So
they don't care if it falls apart.
No, they're just going to build everything to the minimum building code. And really, the ventilation, there's really not really much of a code because it's kind of you just don't really know where you're at. It's not like a measurement. Like insulation, you can measure it and say, well, we have 13 inches, we're good. Well, the ventilation, it's a kind of a anomaly. If you're putting in at this time, you don't know how hot the attic's going to get. But when you live in the house, you sure know, boy, that attic gets hot.
And almost every roof line is different from the next. I mean, there are certain model homes that have the same facade and the same roof line, but there are so many, especially in Houston, there's so many different variations.
And then color too of the roof. So if you have a really light colored shingle in one house, maybe the attic doesn't get real hot. But then you go next door and the attic is you've got real dark shingles. Then the attic gets a lot hotter. Or maybe one house, they're right next to each other, but one has kind of some trees or some coverage, and you don't have as much heat hitting the roof. So like I said, every house is a little different. And sometimes they might even put a ridge vent in. They look identical, but one wasn't really slotted properly. All kinds of issues. Ventilation is number one. So definitely get that ventilation taken a look at.
We're about to exit the program, my friend. Let's talk quickly again about this deal. And how many can you give away on this? You gave away 6.
So we'll do
earlier with the
4,
attic insulation.
Yeah, we'll do 4 on the fans.
4?
Yeah, we'll do 4.
Oh my gosh.
This is usually a pretty big hit. Sometimes we'll get 6 or 8, 10 calls for fans. People love the fans.
Okay, 281-677-3080. 4 of these fan deals. Still, no obligation. Free attic analysis falls in to this. So
exactly, that's number one.
But if you want the fan, this is what Koala Insulation is going to offer the fan for. It is like over $400 off. Go through it.
Yeah, so normally $10.95, a $200 discount, $8.95 installed, and then a $233 federal energy tax credit. So you're out of pocket is $662. After your tax credit. And this is a good fan. This isn't some cheap fan. We don't sell you the job and go trying to find the cheapest fan we can get.
Oh, you've installed thousands of these.
Maybe tens of thousands.
Oh my
these
gosh.
are really high quality. It's a high quality product, lifetime warranty, best on the market. You're not going to get a better solar ventilation.
It's the Cadillac of solar attic fans.
It really is. But it's at a Yugo price. It's a great deal.
A Yugo. Well, I guess our listeners, if they're our age, understand what a Yugo is. My kids wouldn't have any understanding at all.
Okay, whatever the cheapest car you can get. Yeah. So, but basically, it's a great price. So the value for these fans is phenomenal. That's my point.
Okay. So you said 4 of these.
Yes.
4 callers only. 281-677-3080. A free attic analysis as well. 281-677-3080. And I always say no obligation. There's no pressure.
No pressure. Yep. The first thing start, we'll take a look at your attic, and it's free.
All right, Tom. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time on Check a Pro Radio. Have a great day. Is your house cold? Are your electric bills high? Did you answer yes to either question? Then call Koala Insulation at 281-677-3080. Koala Insulation focuses on you, the homeowner. With a clean, prompt, knowledgeable, and trusted team here in Houston, Koala Insulation is here to help. Get a free DraftMaster attic stairway insulator, a value of $299, with the purchase of either attic insulation or a solar attic fan. Be one of the first 6 callers to get in on the insulation and solar attic fan deal. Call now, 281-677-3080. That's 281-677-3080. Don't spend another minute in your uncomfortable home or another dime on high utility bills. Koala Insulation is a pre-qualified home service provider at Check-A-Pro. Call now to be more comfortable and to save money. 281-677-3080. That's 281-677-3080. Oh, and don't forget to ask for your free attic stairway insulator. Enjoy comfort and save money. Call Koala Insulation today.
Utility bills high? Do you have hot or cold spots in your home? Then call Koala Insulation now for a free attic inspection. Call 281-677-3080. 281-677-3080.